for joining the Candid Conversation Show. My name is Muriel. The mission of the Candid Conversation Show is to continue to raise awareness, eradicating stigma, and improving our physical, emotional, and psychological health. Our guest this evening is Secily Wilson. She is a former journalist at WKMG TV with more than 20 years delivering hard-hitting, inspiring, and entertaining reports in news, lifestyle, art, and entertainment. We will be discussing health and wellness, and also we're going to touch on domestic violence.
Cecily, we want to thank you for being here today.
I'm excited about it. Listen, I was digging the music. I was like, okay, your intro song was pretty hype. I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies, for having me. This is amazing. Thank you for
welcome.
that. Candid Conversations.
Yes.
That's what we're going to do today.
That's what we're going to do today.
All righty, let's go for it. Let's go for it.
Yes. You have such a vibrant personality, and you're so full of life. And we definitely want to get to know you a little more. So if you can tell us a little bit about where you're from, a little bit about your upbringing.
Yeah, well, you know what? My personality is actually natural, literally, because I grew up as an Air Force brat.
Oh.
My family, my stepfather was in the military at the Air Force, and so we moved around quite often, right? We moved around all the time. So 2 or 3 years, I was going to another place. So if I did not make friends, I'd be a loner.
Yes.
Really? Right. So I'm like, no, so I can talk to that wall back there.
Make friends with
And
the wall.
make friends with
That's right.
Yeah, so that literally, I love the fact that I had that opportunity because it opened my eyes to the world that's around me and what's available to me.
Absolutely.
And so it gave me the opportunity just to make friends and to talk to other people that didn't look like me.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I remember living in Louisiana. We were stationed at England Air Force Base in Louisiana, Alexandria, Louisiana. And on the Air Force Base, we lived in housing area. And we had neighbors. So our family lived in the middle, and there was a family on the other side was from Puerto Rico. They were Puerto Rican, and then the other family was from Vietnam. She was Vietnamese, and so the mommies would always get together and cook their natural food, right? So mom would cook a soul food dish.
Right.
I remember her name was Noni. I don't remember the Puerto Rican lady next door. But Noni was Vietnamese, and she would make Vietnamese food, and then they would switch, and the Puerto Rican dish would switch. And so we all had to try it. And my mom was like, no, try it, because you won't know if you like it if you don't try it, right?
Looks can be deceiving.
It can be. And so my palate was open, my mind is open, and the world around me is open because of my experience growing up as an Air Force brat. But Michigan is home for me.
Yes.
Saginaw, Michigan is
right,
where I
live
was
there.
born. And where?
We're military as well.
Shut
Retired.
the front door. Shut the front door. Yes, what branch?
Army.
Okay, yeah. So so we lived in was it Lake and Heath? No. I can't remember the name of the base in Louisiana. Excuse me, in Michigan. But we lived in Michigan. I was born in Saginaw, Michigan. And and so we just traveled all around the world, and we got back, and I ended up in Valdosta, Georgia. How do you know about Valdosta? How do you know about Valdosta? What? Yes. Valdosta, Georgia. That's where I went to school, high school at Valdosta High School, then graduated from Valdosta State. Went off to the University of Georgia initially. Actually, let me just take that back, because my girlfriends will say, no, you didn't. So I started out at Clark Atlanta.
Okay.
So started with an HBCU.
Yes.
That was amazing. Yep. And so then the reason why I left Clark Atlanta was because my boyfriend, who I was dating at the time, broke up with me and was dating a girl that went to Spelman. And my dorm,
I know.
I know, right? Stupid stuff. Stupid stuff. So the girl went to Spelman, and my dorm always faced the Spelman gates. And so my room was right there. So every time I would see his car parked along the street, I knew he wasn't coming to see me. He was going over to Spelman, right? And I'm like, I can't handle this. I need to leave. And so I left school, went to the University of Georgia, and then I met my ex-husband, who was my boyfriend at the time.
Right.
He was attending school in Tennessee.
Okay.
So these are stupid things. I'm telling you, I'm like giving you raw candid information. I'm giving you candid information right now, right? So my boyfriend at the time, he was attending school in Tennessee, and so I says, well, you know what? I want to be closer to him.
Yes.
So I left school. My mom was livid.
Of course.
She left school, went to Austin P to attend where he was.
Yes.
Austin P, Tennessee, right, in Tennessee. And then he graduated, and I'm like, well, I'm not going anywhere.
Right.
So I went back to the University of Georgia.
Oh, you went back?
Right, I went back to Georgia. And so then I got pregnant
Okay.
with our first daughter.
Yeah.
So Chrissy was born, and Mommy said, you are bringing your behind home.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, I sent you there to study journalism, not sex education.
Yes.
She's right, though. She was
So
right.
I had to come home. Hence, I finished at Valdosta State. But the moral to that
Story.
the
Get your
moral,
school, get your education.
get the education, right? I didn't let anything stop me.
That's right.
They thought I was down and out for the count because I was pregnant and I
Right.
was like in college.
No.
I had a goal that I was going to go to school
Good for
and
you.
get on TV. That was my goal. I was going to be the first black talk show host. And some chick
Wow.
named, what's her, Oprah?
Oprah.
Oprah,
Yeah.
I think that's her name.
Is that this her
Yeah.
name? Someone like
I think
that.
so.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Came along and like,
took over.
Yeah.
yeah, but she's nobody now.
Yeah,
now.
nah.
You're not watching this
I know,
over.
right? I love you, Oprah. I love
You're
you,
not
Oprah. So yeah, so I just kind of grew up as an Air Force brat. Then I started my TV career in Macon, Georgia.
Yes.
Then moved over to Tampa, at the Fox station in Tampa.
Okay.
Then came here to CBS at Local 6 at WKMG, and I've
we've
been here,
loved you.
and I've been here ever since.
We've loved
This
you
is
ever
the
since.
longest place I've ever lived in my entire life.
This is home.
Oh, I guess it is.
This is home.
Yes.
I'm home.
You're Floridian.
I am. I
I don't know
yes.
if you want to admit that.
No,
but you're a
I am.
Floridian.
I can really say that because when I go home to Michigan, my blood is so thin right now.
Yes.
I'm like, it's 60
cold.
degrees. I'm freezing.
always cold.
It's so cold. So yes, I am a Floridian. Yes, and I love it. I love being here. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So yeah.
We love watching you for over 20 years. We have personally watched you, and we have enjoyed you.
Yes, we're so proud of you.
Yeah, yeah. It's when I say that is all I've ever wanted to do is TV. I feel so grateful that the Lord has blessed me with the opportunity to do and use the gift that He's given me.
Yes.
Because I can't sing, although I think I can.
Yes.
Right? I think I can, but I can't sing, but I talk really, really well. And so I remember my teachers would always send notes home to my mom. We had to move Cecily's seat.
She talks so much.
She
She talks
too
too
much.
much.
Yes.
Come on, put her in the back of the class. Put her in the back.
I'm like, okay, hey,
Yes.
Mr. Wall, let's have a conversation.
Well, you were definitely made for TV. You know that, right?
Yes.
It's you.
It is me. I love it. This is all I've, like I said, this
That's
is
what
all
you
I've
know.
ever wanted to do.
Yeah.
But then God said I was going to do something else.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. Well, we're
Yeah.
going to talk about
Okay.
that.
Yes, let's talk
We're
about
gonna
it.
talk about that with this being a journalist, and now all of a sudden, tell us what you're doing.
Yeah.
Tell
Well,
us some-
I am now
Yes.
a philanthropist.
Okay.
I love that, right?
Yes.
I'm an unexpected philanthropist,
Uh-huh.
actually. So I had a stroke on air 2004
Unbelievable.
at Local 6. It was the morning news. I was delivering the morning news, and it was 5 a.m. in the morning, and they cued me. Lights, camera, and
Nothing came out.
nothing came out. And we're sitting on the desk, just like we're sitting right here, and I'm like, couldn't understand what was happening. Ironically, this is how things set up. Ironically, a few months earlier, a part of my role as an anchor was to do a story on the early warning signs of a stroke. So it was Heart Month. It was Heart Month
Yes.
in February,
February.
and now each anchor had a story to do around Heart Month.
Okay.
That happened to be my particular story.
Okay.
So I interviewed a woman. Her name is Valerie Green. She's a stroke survivor. I did the story, did the warning signs, filed it away like
Yes.
we normally do. We do a story,
Right.
go on to the next
Right.
one. That's it. Didn't think anything of it, right? It wasn't until months later I was passing out, recurring headaches, kind of blurred vision, and the speech was like, and I just kept dismissing it. I kept dismissing it because I was going through a divorce at the time, right?
So stress.
So I'm thinking
Yes.
it's just stress,
Right.
right, Muriel?
Right.
I'm thinking it's just stress,
Right.
right? I'm popping Advil like daily
Right.
candy, right? But it wasn't. But until the Lord said, listen, I'm trying to get your attention.
Right.
And He took my voice for just a moment, right? So that I
got
couldn't-
your attention.
Got my
Yes,
attention.
yes.
And that's what happened. And so from that moment, my marriage fell apart, ended in divorce.
Sorry about that.
yeah, no,
Oh.
that's a good thing. It's okay because it
Sometimes
led
it
me
is.
to where I am right
There you
now.
go, yes.
But sometimes that's a great thing.
It
I mean,
is.
he was
I
a wonderful
understand.
man, but at this point, I'm glad that it's brought me to this point.
Right.
So it's part of my journey.
Yes.
And the marriage fell apart. my job hit a layoff. I lost my home because I couldn't hold the home by myself on one income and no income at that point. So it was like all these things happened, spiraling out of control,
at
right?
once,
At
seems
no
like.
fault of my own.
Right.
Oftentimes, you know how we talk about, oh, it's my fault. No, I didn't do anything.
No.
Yeah, no. You didn't
How
do a
can this?
thing.
How can this happen to me? I'm sure you guys have been through
Oh,
that,
yes.
right?
Yes, definitely.
You're right. And so it's that moment where I'm talking to a girlfriend on the phone, and I'm crying about all of the stuff that I have, the shoes and the clothes, and now I don't have my big house, and I don't know what to do with this. And she's like, shut
Stop
up.
this. Stop the madness.
Stop it. Shut up.
Yes.
And quit your whining.
You've got
Because
your help.
all of that stuff that you have, that extra stuff
Extra
that you're
stuff.
talking about, I want you to go and find a group of women in transition and give them all of the things you're talking about. Now, of course, Cecily was like,
I want my stuff.
Yeah.
these shoes?
I know, right?
These shoes.
These
What?
shoes cost such and such.
These Jimmy Choos.
And that's what I said. What? And she said, yes, give it to them and then watch God fill your hand more than you can have imagined, right? And I took that challenge. And here we are, 8 years later, we've created WOW Legacy Group. WOW is an acronym for Women Overcoming with Willpower.
There you go.
Beautiful.
And it's an opportunity for us to touch other lives, other women who are going through some sort of life adversity, be that job loss, divorce, domestic violence, whatever that looks like.
You're here to help.
We're here to help. And we take them through a 6-month empowerment program focusing on everything from health and wellness, mental health,
Yes.
finances,
Yes.
Okay.
education, personal development, professional development, and
Okay.
it all culminates with our annual fundraiser,
Okay.
Fall into Fabulous.
Fabulous.
And that's what that is. And this is our way to highlight the 6 months of work.
Right. You're
that they
strengthening them.
Yes. And so now you walk out on that catwalk showing who you really are.
Hold your head up.
Hold your head up high.
Yes.
Because you not only, life fell apart, but now you're falling into
right.
fabulous.
You're
And
ready.
fabulous
Beautiful.
is less of this, guys.
Yes.
We know that.
Of course.
Fabulous is coming from inside.
inside.
And that one step, because oftentimes we think we can't do it and we're afraid. But when we take that first step,
Yeah.
another
I
one.
got it.
Oh,
I got it. I got it.
What?
Yeah, I
It's
got
like
it.
that little train.
Yeah.
I think I can.
I think I can.
Right?
That's
so
right.
that's really what it is. And so we celebrate the first step that they're making and help them continue on. And so,
That's magnificent.
you know what? It's amazing. And every time we go through this session with the women, this is our 8th year coming up. Our 8th year.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
Thank you
It
for all of
is.
that
It is.
hard
Thank
work.
you. It
It's
is.
not easy.
Girl.
It's not easy.
No, it is not easy at all, but it is certainly a blessing, and I get so blessed when I'm giving to others, and I'm a giver by
Me too.
nature.
Yeah.
And so it gives me an honor to be able to play a small role in another woman's journey of
Absolutely.
success.
Yes.
I don't do the hard work. They do the hard work.
Right.
I'm just sharing my story because oftentimes they think that, and I think we were talking about this earlier, people see us on the outside and think we have it all together.
They don't
Everything-
know your story.
You don't know the story.
No.
And so being transparent allows others
They let
to see
you in.
to see themselves in you, right?
Yes, yes.
And you guys all have those backstories, both
Absolutely.
of you, right?
That's
So
right.
tell me a little
We
bit about
all
your
do.
backstory.
She's asking us questions.
You just came and took over the Candid conversation show. Okay, now.
I'm sorry. Right,
Okay, now.
Take the hat off.
I know, right? Not my show, not my show. Go ahead, ladies.
But listen, she passed
I
what
flipped it.
I know
I'm sorry. I did. I flipped it. It's
That's her
natural.
job.
It's
This is-
natural.
Tell us, what was that like when you were on set? What exactly did you feel
was going
when
through
you were having the stroke on air?
I didn't know I was having a stroke. I literally did not know. I'm like,
What's going on?
what's going on? I mean, I could literally hear what I was saying on my cue card, right? I could hear it in my head, but it wasn't coming out. And at that moment, it was like the Holy Spirit said, I just went back to my newsroom and I just got off the set and I pulled up the story. For some reason, I was led to pull up that story.
Right.
I pulled up the story and I'm looking at the warning signs.
And that's all of them.
And I'm like, oh, check.
Yes.
Oh
Check.
my gosh.
I think I'm having a stroke. And yes, exactly was. It was a TIA,
Yes.
transient ischemic attack,
How
right?
old were you at that time?
I was 39 years old.
Okay, you were
39
young.
years old. Yes, and so there's a misnomer there that strokes happen to
Older
old
people.
No.
And that's not
No.
the case.
No,
Right.
they do not. They do not. African American women and Latino women are the #1 targets of heart disease. They're killing us at a high rate.
Right.
A high rate. So I literally love working with the American Heart Association because oftentimes, and I literally had to tell them, like, listen, all your marketing materials, I'm seeing white women.
Exactly.
But
That's not the case.
we
You
are
better
the
mix
#1 targets.
You better put us
We
on
need to
there.
fix that.
Yes.
We need to share that.
Good for
and
you.
I can share that story. And so it's important for me to share that message because as black women, and you both know this very well, that we hold so much in.
A lot.
We carry so much over our shoulders,
So
and we
much.
think we can do everything.
Everything. Superwoman.
Big S.
Yes.
Yes.
On the chest. And we've got the cape
Yes.
to prove it, right? And we're thinking that we can do everything, but we can't. We have to learn how to say, what's that word?
No.
No.
Say it again?
No.
No.
Yes. Listen, I can say it in 6 languages. French?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Spanish? No.
Okay.
Sign? No. Ebonics? Hell no. No. Say it.
I love it.
No.
No.
So, yeah.
I love it.
So when you learn how to say no, you're protecting yourself and not
Absolutely.
rejecting the other person.
That's right.
Yes,
So,
beautiful.
We got to save our lives.
We have
ladies.
to.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that.
Sorry.
That's in 6 different languages.
Yes, right. That was only 3. I'll give you
She's
the
too
other one
much.
later.
So tell me, what have you done to change your life? What have you changed in your life since this stroke?
Yes. Well, you know what?
Saying no, we know is number 1.
Yeah, saying no is
Yes.
number 1.
Yes.
That's still very hard for me sometimes
I
because
know.
I'm an overachiever.
Yes.
So it's still kind of hard, but I'm a lot more conscious. And when I really feel like I'm overwhelmed, I do say, I
Yes.
can't
do it.
I
Yes.
can't. I'm sorry, I can't. And I don't offer any type of excuse to it. I'm just like,
Just say no.
I can't. I'm
Right.
sorry. But in addition to that, I was never a poor eater.
Okay.
So I didn't fit any of
Criteria.
the criteria of a stroke survivor or whatever. So, but I am watching the way that I eat. I do work out when I can.
Very good.
And I drink a lot
Of water.
of water.
Very good. Flush it out. Flush it out.
Yes. And just learning how to just let the small stuff go.
Yeah, let it go.
Oh,
Let it go and let God.
It's not worth it.
Oh my goodness, it's so important. And you would think that that's easy to do.
It's not.
But for us, sometimes it isn't. But yes, we've got to let the small stuff go. So,
have
so those are some of the things that I've been able to do. So people often say, I would never have known that you've had a stroke. Only by the grace of God. This is the second. I've had 2. The first one at 39, the second one at 49. So I'm like, wait a minute.
Wait a second. 59.
59 home.
Girl, no, we
What?
find that in the name of Jesus.
That's right.
Right? So
You know we're close to that anyways, you know.
I am a little close to it.
Well, you look
Black don't
marvelous.
crack.
It don't
You look
crack.
Right? Thank you very much. But that's good living. That's what that really is. That's good living. When you're taking care of yourself,
Absolutely.
it reflects on the outside.
Absolutely.
So taking care of myself is important to me because I really want to live a long and
Yes.
prosperous life and enjoy my new
Your
granddaughter.
grandbaby.
Yes. Oh my
She's
goodness.
beautiful.
Amari Elizabeth is
She's
my heart.
gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you. If I say so myself. Yes.
And how old is she?
She is 1 year old.
Already?
She is 1
was
year.
quick.
I know.
Just born.
She was just born. My name, because often people ask me, what does she call you? Does she call you Nana, Gina, Jima, whatever? I'm like, no. I created my own name.
Okay.
And it's Gina.
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 Where did that come from?
I made it up.
Okay.
It didn't sound like grandma. It didn't sound like granny.
Okay.
Nana.
Nana,
You just put
Glamma.
Gina.
So I just put Gina.
Okay.
So then when we're out, they're like, oh, you're too young to be a grandma. I know.
Exactly,
That's
yes.
why she's calling me
Gina.
Gina.
That's so cute. I love it.
So she's not talking yet.
Of
but we're
course.
hoping
Yes.
that she'll be able to say Gina.
Gina.
I don't know. It may come out something totally different. And if it does, guess what? I'm going to love it.
Love it anyways.
I'm going to love it anyway.
It's not gonna be grandma, so.
Yes. So anyway,
my
so
goodness.
it's, so I have my 2 beautiful daughters. And yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
So excited about that.
You know what I wanted to know? I wanted to know if they placed you on any medication.
Yes, they
Yes.
did actually. A blood thinner.
Okay.
So I take that blood thinner on a daily basis,
Okay.
just to keep and the cholesterol medicine.
Yes.
I don't have high cholesterol, but it's just to maintain
Of
everything.
course.
So I feel amazing.
Okay.
I didn't have any residual effects. I have a little short-term memory loss, but other than that, that is it. So the second time my face was drooped like this, But look at that.
Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yes.
You can't
Right?
see. You can't
Gorgeous.
You
tell.
cannot tell.
You can't tell.
But again, it's the grace of God, and I feel like He gave me my voice back so that I can use my voice to empower other women.
Absolutely.
So
You're
there's
doing
a
it.
reason. There's a
There's a
reason.
reason.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a reason. So yeah. So that is no lasting effect, and I'm thanking God every day for the ability to speak
Yes.
and to use my words to empower someone else.
Because you're helping them every single day.
Yeah,
You're helping
I'm
so many
trying.
people.
Trying.
Yeah.
We're now in our 8th year with Wow Legacy and Fall Into Fabulous. So yeah, exciting.
Great.
Yeah, I know. I didn't think that
All
was
of
going to
that
happen.
from having a stroke.
It's my story.
It
Isn't
is
that
your story.
something?
I think I need to
Your
write
purpose.
a book.
Absolutely.
I think you need to.
You're going to help me
Absolutely.
write it because I know
We do.
you are
Absolutely.
an international
bestseller.
author.
Yes.
I'm
Stop.
sitting right next to the best one. So you need to help a sister out.
Absolutely.
Like literally.
I'm here to help.
Yes. So
Yes.
I'm hoping to put some things in a book.
Good.
And share that story.
We're looking forward to that.
I don't know. This is the year 2020.
Yes.
Is a new start.
That's right.
We're in a new. Do you think? Look at that. This is a new decade, not a new year.
No.
Decade.
It's a new
A
decade.
decade.
Yes.
Some of us didn't get here, right? Yeah. Think
Wow.
about that. Some of us were not here. Will not be here to enter that new decade in.
Yes.
So we've got to be grateful for all that we're doing and all that we have.
Yes.
You know, because we never know.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's not promised
It
to us.
definitely is not.
It's not promised.
Definitely is not.
Live, laugh, love.
And
of
loudly.
Yes.
Do it loudly.
And praise God.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
have to.
This is good stuff. This is
Yeah,
good stuff.
we love it. How are the girls? Your daughters?
My daughters are great.
How did they do with all of this, with the stroke and everything? How?
They were so supportive. They
Really?
were right there the entire time.
Okay.
Of course, something funny happened just this past weekend. So I know I'm going to be dating the show because it's going to air a little later, but I thought December 7th was my daughter's birthday.
You
right?
thought?
I saw it online.
So I'm in church,
Yes.
and I'm writing out my tithing envelope, right? And I write down December 8th, and I'm like, and I literally like gasped like that in church, and they were like, "Are you okay?"
wrong?
And I'm like, "I forgot my daughter's birthday. It was yesterday," and I'm having a
Oh.
moment, right? Is that the music? Are we signing? Are we?
No,
signing
you're
off?
good.
Okay. I'm like, wrap it up, Cecily. So anyway, and so I'm like, oh my God, I forgot it. So I'm like, I called her as soon as I got out of church, and I'm like, Mommy is so sorry. In 30 years, I've never forgotten her birthday. I am so sorry. She's like, Mommy, are you serious right
Yeah,
now?
right.
I'm like, no, I really am. I'm so sorry, Chrissy. I'm sorry. She's like, Mommy, my birthday is December 30th.
Oh my goodness.
Nicole is September 7th. And I'm like,
Oh my goodness.
oh. She's like, Mommy, are you having another stroke? Are
Right,
you
right,
okay?
right.
So she was a little worried.
Yes.
And then when I posted it on Facebook, then my girlfriends who know me,
Right.
they're like, Cecily, and they're calling me on the phone.
Is
Are
everything
you
okay?
okay? Are you okay?
Oh my goodness.
So it's funny but not funny, but I was so glad that they were in tune enough.
Yes.
Because if there were something wrong,
Right.
They would have caught it.
they would have caught it right then,
away.
right? So
Oh,
those
gosh.
that's what friends are for, and I
Yes.
love that. That my family was in tune, and so my girls were in tune, and everybody. But I was okay. I just had a
Thank
senior
God.
moment.
Yes, it's okay. We all have them.
we do. We do.
What would you tell someone who experienced the same symptoms that you did? What would you tell someone?
Yeah, we live by an acronym with the American Heart Association. The acronym is FAST. Facial drooping, right? Arm unsteadiness, right? If it's weakness, if it's going to one set or the other. Slurred speech. And T, time to call 911.
Right.
Fast, right?
Yes,
Because
fast.
we know that the time loss is brain loss.
Absolutely.
So the sooner you can get to the hospital, the
better.
better you are, right? So the second time I was able to get there in enough time, and they gave me a clot buster.
Yes.
And I believe, again, the angels watching over me, that I
you're
didn't
supposed
have
to be
any,
here.
I'm supposed to
supposed to
be
be
here.
Yes.
I'm supposed, and
Yes.
let me tell you something. When you know that you're supposed to do something, and if you don't, shame on you.
Yes.
That's right.
You don't do what you're supposed to do, like you're wasting time. And tomorrow, as we said earlier,
promised.
it's not promised. You're thinking, oh, I'll do it later.
No.
Oh, next year I'm going to write.
You do it now.
Yeah, I hear myself. I'm going to write my book.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
So yes.
Yes, you are. Tell me about why do you feel you're so passionate about stroke victims and wanting to tell your story?
Yeah, no, I'm passionate about it because it almost killed me. It almost killed me.
Yes.
And again, you said it earlier, I have a purpose.
Absolutely.
My purpose is to use my voice. When my voice was taken away from me for 6 weeks and I could not speak,
6 weeks.
could not speak.
My goodness.
Like literally had to sit and read
Right.
nursery rhymes and write
To get your
just to
speech
get
back.
my, and I kept, and literally had to focus on that. And I'm like, Lord, if you give me my voice back,
You have
I
it.
promise you I'll be intentional with everything that I say and everything that I do.
And here you
You
are.
have been.
And I will not let you down.
Yes.
And he says, okay, let me see what you're going to
Let
do.
me see.
There you go. You got your voice back.
I got my voice back, and so my intentionality is me producing and creating Wow Legacy and producing Fall into Fabulous every year.
Beautiful.
That's my
Thank
gift.
God for
I
it.
love
so
it.
it's important for us to do that. And it's not just, and I want to make sure that this is clear. This isn't a black thing.
No, no,
a
no.
black woman thing. This is for any woman.
Absolutely.
right.
Any woman, because
right.
every woman on this earth has gone through some sort of life adversity.
Oh, yes.
I don't care who you are. Now,
Right.
whether you tell the truth
True or not.
or not, it's the truth. It
Yes,
happens, right?
yes.
And so for me to share and be so transparent.
Thank you for it.
Sometimes, thank you so much. I appreciate that. But I think sometimes they're like my mom back in the day, we would say, don't air all that dirty laundry.
Right, right.
Whatever happens in the house,
Stays.
keep it in the house. Don't tell people your business.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a new time.
It's a
new time, yes, it's
and
time.
This is an opportunity for me to really help and leave a legacy
Yes.
for other women, for my
Absolutely.
children, so that they know when life happens to them, because I have 2 girls.
Yes.
React.
And a third one now with
Right,
Amari.
the baby.
Yes.
They'll know how to fall into fabulous.
Yes.
Life
That's
is going to
right.
fall apart because we know it's going to
Oh,
happen.
it happens.
But,
But
you
are
gotta
you
be-
strong enough?
What?
Yes.
Are you strong enough?
What? I consider, I remember when I won Mrs. Florida in 1999.
All right.
All right now.
Go Miss South Africa. What? Miss Universe. I love it. Love
Yes.
it. Love it. Love
Beautiful.
it. Beautiful
Yes.
woman.
Just all her African,
The chocolate
just
drop.
the
Oh
hair,
my
the
God.
everything, the
Everything.
hair.
I sat there and I was talking to
My
a girlfriend who
gosh.
happened to be white, and we're watching the pageant. I'm like, I remember when I was going through pageants, there was no way that I could have done my hair like that and walked on that stage.
There's no way.
No way.
No.
No.
I didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel confident enough to do that.
But now, within the
She
last few
broke
years,
the mold.
Yes.
Like literally. Having our natural hair out there is absolutely amazing. What? Like that. Like that, baby. I love it. I love it.
thank you. I'm loving
That-
it too.
yes, right? And that's who we are.
Yes.
And so that element of it is just amazing. So when I won the pageant, I talked about domestic violence because that was my platform for the year. And I remember talking about the strength of a woman. I attribute it much like a brick covered in velvet. So the brick covered in velvet, the velvet is soft and beautiful to the touch, really pretty, right, on the outside. On the inside, you're strong, foundation, right? You
Yes.
can handle the pressure,
Yes.
right? That's what that is.
Right.
But that's not who you really are,
Right.
right? That brick is supposed to be covered in velvet because on the inside, we're strong women. That's who we are. We carry
Yes.
all that. But I like to think of that as a queen. What is a queen? A brick covered in velvet.
Beautiful.
Right? You know? So
Beautiful.
yeah,
I
yeah.
love
But I
that.
just loved seeing her win that title and hold that crown very proudly.
Beautiful.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful.
Let's touch on domestic violence a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's kind of a hard one, right? Domestic violence, I'm passionate about that because it was a part of my journey as a child. My stepfather was sexually and physically abusive to me and my mother. So I grew up
sorry.
seeing that, yeah. But it strengthened me. I often say that when God makes individuals, he made me in a way that you could be, when you're going through a domestic violence issue, you can go into 2 different directions, or 3 actually. One, you can become a doormat and just accept it and be
Right.
a little, a
Over
little
and let it
wimp
happen over and
and
over and over
allow it to
again.
happen. Or you can go to the other extreme and be so hard that you can't let anyone in. You're
Right.
defensive all the time. You're angry. But I'm right there in the middle, right?
Okay.
So he's given me an opportunity to where, like, don't push me because I'm close to the edge. Right? Trying not to lose my head. Right? So I'm like literally right there in the middle, but I'm strong enough to know that you are not going to disrespect me
That's
this
right.
way, but I'm not so hard that I can't let
someone else in.
and love me the way
Right.
that I'm supposed to be
Right.
loved.
Right.
That's where you're supposed
I
to
see.
be. So it's important that I share that message because I know what that feels like. I watched, my mother has her own story, and she'll share her story when she wants
Right.
to.
When she's ready.
But for me, I had to go through that because oftentimes I jumped in trying to help her,
Right.
and I would end up getting, knocked
Right.
around. And back in the day, it was around in the 80s, right? I was a good student in school, so no one really said anything. So I would come to school sometimes with a black eye or a busted lip or something, and I made excuses.
Yes.
And, I'm like, oh, my little sister hit me with a broom, or I fell, or I ran into something, right? But no one investigated.
Yeah.
No one said anything.
They overlooked it.
They overlooked it because, okay, Cecily's just a cute little
Right.
clumsy little girl.
Right.
She's fine,
She
right?
probably did fall.
Right.
Yeah.
So I never really talked about it. And when we talk about mental health, because that's something that we talk about and within our Fallen to Fabulous program, mental health is something that we as a community, a black community, we don't talk about
Talk
it
about it.
enough.
We don't.
Yes.
We hide it, as you said, it's our dirty laundry.
Yes.
We don't. Crazy Charlie, leave Crazy Charlie in the
Right.
back. Don't go in that room.
Right.
He's just crazy.
Yes. Leave him alone.
But talk. Find out why.
Yes.
We have so many secrets in our families that we hide, but it hurts the other
Hurts,
family and it
yes.
hurts the individual, right?
Right.
Yes.
So I love the fact that we are now starting this conversation
Yes.
and talking about it.
That's right.
Because it's important.
It's very important.
Yeah.
Yes.
So domestic violence is something that I talk about candidly, and I support it because I want women to know that they are powerful enough
Yes, we
to
are.
get out of the situation. It's hard
Yeah.
It is very hard.
because it was hard for my mother.
Yes.
It was hard, but there were times I wanted to, I'm like, let's just go.
Yeah.
Where are we going to go?
She was
Cecily?
scared.
no pla-
She
yeah.
was
No money.
scared. No,
Money.
Nothing. Yeah, so you're trapped.
you're trapped.
Yes.
Seemingly.
Yes.
Seemingly. And that's what they want you to
They
think.
want.
Right.
I was just gonna say that.
Yes.
That's what they
Because
want
you
you
know
to
I'm a domestic.
You're a
violence
survivor. And
Yeah.
you know what that feels
Yes.
like, right?
It's very,
So was
very
it hard
hard.
for you to walk away from that situation?
It was hard. It really was because you think about the finances. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? How am I going to feed my children on just one salary? But God showed me after 14 years of being divorced.
It took you 14 years to get out of the situation?
No, I've been divorced now for 14 years, that now I'm standing. I mean, I'm standing even better than I was before.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
But what was the catalyst that said, I'm done?
My
Enough"?
children, because I'm watching my kids, my little boy and my daughters, I'm watching them and looking at them, and they're looking at mommy. They're looking at me. I don't want my son to be
It's
that.
okay.
I don't want my daughters to accept that. So I had to make the change for my children.
Yeah.
And here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stand-
And
Standing.
so I'm still standing.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell my story, and people will see that I'm human.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm human.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And we all have a story.
we all have a
Absolutely.
We
story.
all have a backstory.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's why we created this show,
Yeah.
because we want to have those candid conversations that everyone wants to keep behind closed doors.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
want to talk about
No,
it.
we're talking about it today.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Yeah. I'm so excited about this. Yay.
Thank you.
So what's next for you guys? That's what I want to know. There I go again.
We want to know what's
Yes.
next for Cecily.
Oh, what's next for Cecily? Oh,
Yes.
my part in the movie.
Yay! Tell us about it.
So,
Tell the viewers about
yes, the movie is called Church Folks. So it's a hilarious look of the behind-the-scenes drama that goes on
In the
at
church.
Church folks can be really
When I
funny.
tell you, a lot.
They're a little cray-cray.
Yes.
Like literally, right? And so this movie is all about the drama in a hilarious type of way of what we as church folks do. And so it's starring Dorian Wilson. Now you remember Dorian Wilson from Professor Ogilvy?
Professor Ogilvy.
Mr. Ogilvy.
With his handsome self.
Yes. I'm like,
It
and
still
we-
looks nice.
when we were taping, we actually dressed alike. And I was like, we've got the
Wait a
same
minute.
shoes on. I'm like,
Wow.
Huh.
Wilson and Wilson. What's going on? So, and then it was also Kid and Play, so Christopher Kidd from
Yes.
Kid and Play, starring in the movie, but an amazing director. His name is Jeremy Perez
Okay.
and Dion Gibson from the Tampa Bay area.
Nice.
Okay.
And Tiffany Edwards, and they all produced this movie, and we all work together in the Tampa Bay market.
Okay.
And I'm so proud that they have stepped out in this way, using their gifts and their talents to shed the light
Yes.
on something that we oftentimes think that, no, that doesn't happen
Of
in the
course.
church.
Mhm.
This doesn't happen in the church.
Yes, it
Oh,
does.
Yes, it
yes,
does.
it does. It happens in the church.
When is the movie coming
So the
out?
movie is coming out in 2020.
Okay.
So it's coming out soon. I don't have the exact date as of yet, but my role, can you guess what my role was? I
A
played.
newscaster.
Yes.
Okay.
Go figure. Wasn't
Yes.
too hard for me. But it was a reporter. I was
Okay.
interviewing the pastor, who was played by Dorian Wilson.
Aw.
So I interviewed the pastor, and I literally had to dig really deep to do that.
Really?
I had to channel what a newscaster is like.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know.
That's her.
But
I know.
Mr. Perry, if you're listening,
Here's your girl. Here's your girl.
right.
If you call her, you definitely have to call
Uh,
the Candid
definitely.
Conversation
That's
Show.
right.
You definitely have to.
That's it. We're a package deal. Package deal. Package deal. Yeah. So it's been a wonderful ride for me for this time. Other than that, I don't know what else is next. Again, I said I was going to
Wow.
write the book.
Yes.
And to continue to grow my organization.
Yes.
The goal for me is to take WOW and Fall Into Fabulous on a national level.
Make it happen.
Why? Because, like I said earlier, there's a woman in every city across this country
Every single one.
that needs what we're doing.
Yes.
Make it
Right?
happen. Make it happen.
God will make it happen.
Yes,
for
He
me,
will.
Right?
That's right.
So
Yes.
that's our goal. It's coming up. 2020, we have our 8th year celebrating
Yes.
WOW Legacy and Fall Into Fabulous. So I'm hoping you ladies will be a
We
part
will
of
be
that.
there.
We will
can't
be
miss it.
there.
We
Yeah.
cannot miss it.
Yeah.
Tell the viewers how they can contact you.
Oh, you can contact me on all social media sites. We are on our wowlegacygroup.org, WOW, legacygroup.org is our website for the nonprofit. And I'm on all Twitter, Instagram, all
Okay.
of that social stuff.
That's right.
Right there. You can look me up. Yeah.
They'll find you.
Yes, you can't miss me. And it's Secily with an S. Oftentimes people will say
know,
it's
C.
Secily
C.
with a C.
Like
but
Cecily
it's Secily,
Tyson.
yeah, it's Secily with an S.
That's pretty.
Yeah, thank you so much. Oftentimes people ask me, what does it mean? And I'm like, beautiful princess.
There you go.
I make
You
up
made it
some,
up.
yeah, like the name
Because
Gina.
you was.
Like the
Because you
name
are a
Gina.
beautiful princess.
Yes, thank you so much, ladies. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for sharing your personal journey with us
Yes.
and raising awareness regarding stroke and domestic violence. And we wish you much success with
That's
the
right.
movie
you.
and Fall Into Fabulous.
Yeah, thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you. Much success to you and the Candid Conversations. I cannot wait to see what's coming up next
Thank
for you
you,
guys.
Thank you so
you.
much.
Yeah,
All
you're doing a
right.
great job, ladies.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
We thank you for tuning in. Please tune in next Tuesday at 6 for another transformational story. In closing, a stroke occurs every 40 seconds and takes a life every 4 minutes. It can strike at any age. A stroke is a brain attack. Stroke occurs when the blood supply to the brain is cut off, causing the brain cells to die and resulting in serious consequences, such as paralysis, trouble speaking, and even death. It is important to act quickly if you think someone is having a stroke. To help remember the warning signs, use the acronym B FAST. B, balance is off. E, eyes are blurred. F, face is drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. And T, time to call 911. If it's treated within a 3-hour window, that's the best chance at a positive outcome. We wish you a happy new year. Thank you for tuning in to Candid Conversations. See you next year.
Wow, 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 wow.